to such an extent that my programmings were a little bit affected. A lot of people maybe thought that I had nothing to say. I have a lot overwhelming to say. And now the conference of ZANU PF, it's a done and sealed thing. What are the takes from this conference? We know at the moment that ZANU PF has decided a very, very dangerous path for it as an organization to remain united. I can tell you, if there is any true characterization of ZANU PF at the moment, it went out of the conference at its very, very worst stage. Don't ever be fooled by what was happening there, especially by the faction which is seemingly dominating at the moment. They appear to be happy. They are in celebratory mood. But I must tell you, all this will end in tears. Just mark my words. It will not end well. This is just the beginning. And one day you will say, but that guy said it. You know what happened today? We expected it to happen. Resolution 2030. And let me actually take people through this. What we have seen, obviously, the protest being called by Blessed Geza, and even the previous protest that he was calling, that was actually to exert pressure to prevent the worst case scenario that you are going to see happening after these events. Greetings and welcome on your lovely channel, the Hlonipani Global News. If you are watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. If you see people like us disappointed by what we saw playing out in ZANU PF, just ask yourself, what about individuals such as Blessed Geza and other war veterans noticing what is happening? And I will quote the words of Blessed Geza to actually determine the future. He said, they will do everything in their power if resolution 2030 is moved with, to stop it. If it means fighting, they will fight. And this actually, I'm telling you, even Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa understand it well. That conference, if you look at this picture, he's not happy. He knows that it will take him a lot of effort to actually put what have been said during the ZANU PF conference into reality. I can tell you, I think one thing about retired General Chiwenga, he has remained consistent. Even during the ZANU PF conference, that speech he made yesterday, he is still the same retired General Chiwenga. In the picture that you see today, that is a picture of someone who is angered by what he saw and what he realized. Mnangagwa was reduced to nothing, I think, in front of the eyes of retired General Chiwenga, nothing less than a traitor. And mark my words, you are going to see what will happen next. Definitely 2030, I can attest to you, the only 2030 that you will see is the 2030 on his watch. If he had that 24-hour clock on his hand, that is the only 2030 that Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa will actually see. In Ndebele, we can say, Isugile today. He has started something, a fire that he will not be able to finish until he is removed. In fact, remember, I've always maintained this, that removing a detector who is cunning, just like Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa, is not a one-day thing. It is a process. I remember I was telling someone, when everyone was excited that ZANU PF is going to conference, Blessed Geza has announced the protest. Yes, I mean, someone asked me a genuine question as to, when do you think this would be achieved now? I said, no, it's a process towards the successful removal of Emmerson Tambutso Mnangagwa, it doesn't mean that it may be the fruits that people anticipate past 2 days. There was a lot of expectation, but obviously we can say the regime countered the expectations of the people. The people went in numbers, but Mnangagwa spent the whole day strategizing in terms of on how he was going to thwart the process. That is why you see war veterans today who appeared in court. I'm told there are more war veterans who were arrested by the members of the Zimbabwe Republic Police. The police, because they were told what to do, they don't want to release that a lot of number. For example, if they release about 1,000 of people whom they arrested. By the way, where war veterans were supposed to meet, media was actually not allowed. People were not even allowed to take the pictures. If you were seen taking pictures of the police were, everything. FAS, Central Intelligence Organization, was planted left, right, and center. They made it a point. I think they wanted this thing to appear like a failure, but people responded. I know people traveled from other provinces to Harare, but where there was the meeting point, people were actually thwarted a lot by the members of the Zimbabwe Republic Police, the Central Intelligence Organization, some ZANU PF youths. They were planted all over Harare. Some of them even accompanying the geopomona companies of Mnangagwa to collect waste. All that was intended to frustrate the day. And also, I think I have explained part of the issues that Mnangagwa cunningly did was to take all the service chiefs to the ZANU PF conference. That was a security strategy more than any other thing, because it meant that the events that happened yesterday as well as today, they were not coordinated. That is why even now, I'm sure you see Blessed Keza not coming. It doesn't mean that there is something wrong. There was no coordination because of the plan that was put in place by Emmerson Tambutso Mnangagwa. But coming out of that conference, you are going to see a lot. From now onwards, it's going to be drama after another. As long as Mnangagwa is not gone, there is a lot of drama that we are going to see. And I predict what they did today fuels and also fast forward the removal of Emmerson Tambutso Mnangagwa. And I repeat again, it is not the conference that solves succession issues. That is just a gathering to eat, people to twerk, dance, and do all the nonsense that we see, and it ends there. Even Mnangagwa knows it very, very well. When it comes to issues of succession, the conference is not in ZANU PF made such a decision. Such a decision is a decision of the war veterans, is a decision of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces as things stand at the moment in Zimbabwe. And I must tell you, those who think that retired General Chiwenga would be, there were a lot of plans that they were planning against him. They were planning to pass a vote of no confidence. Did they dare do so? They never did that. They were planning to boo him when he was making a public address. Did they do so? They dared not to do so. There were a lot of, in fact, they were even planning to actually fight him not to come to the ZANU PF conference. Did they achieve that? They never dared achieve that. I can tell you, it is still game on. I know to people who are moved by emotions. That's why I was busy doing my businesses. Crisscrossing. That is why you see me. Not otherwise, I had a lot of information. I had predicted, and I was so honest, to people who come to my inputs. So, some people ask me, do you think this is going to be successful through these protests? I remember telling someone that no. You haven't seen anything. I have told people that Mnangagwa will not finish his term. That is you can hold me to account on that one. This term, Nyafunga, he will not finish this term. But when he would be removed, I didn't state, but telling you the moment from now up to maybe February next year, it's a very, very critical moment. What he has decided to do, in the way that they say, what he has done now, you will see things. We wanted this to happen because Mnangagwa was trying to be smart. But this conference, the way he handled it, and the way he handled events leading to the conference, the way he sent his boys, this is Ziambi, as much as they were rude to retired General Chiwenga, in my humble submission, these idiots, they are simply digging their own graves, political graves. I don't wish anyone to die, but they are digging their political graves. They will never exist post Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa. And you see, the drum is sounding so loud. When this drum is sounding so loud, it is so close to burst. I know a lot of people feel, I'm not even disappointed at all. And by the way, I'm not making content. I'm dealing with current affairs. This is not a content. This is not meant to entertain. And I've been consistent. And I think I remember laying out the program of action on how things were going to be pushed by Zwikanandas. But a lot of those things have been tilted. The resultant did not come the way I expected the results to come. They have been frustrated. They are trying. They are still trying. But now, through this conference, they have gone too far. Individuals such as Tukwarara, they have gone too far, and they are playing with the most dangerous person. If Mnangagwa is dangerous, he is playing with the most dangerous person. And see. Let me say thank you for watching us. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. You can financially support this channel by pressing the join button and be part of our members who are the heartbeat of this channel. You can equally do so by pressing the thanks button and send